After school, I went to university, not like some of my friends who went to army first. After 6 months at university, I came home for a mid-year break, and a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to go to a dance with him and his girlfriend in one of the mining settlements near Freyet. He came to collect me in the evening in his father's pickup. We drove to the dance, and then when we were coming back, we were involved in an accident. The bucky rolled, and I was thrown about the distance of half a rugby field into a farming land. My friends were thrown out of the car as well, but they landed near the car. The people from the dance stopped at the accident, and they found 2 people in a bucky. They didn't look for anybody else. They didn't expect there to be anyone else. But a dog from I don't know where came and stood next to me in the middle of the farming field with no houses near and started howling. He carried on howling until the people at the accident thought, this is strange, they must go and see why this dog is howling. They came to the dog and they found me. They rushed me to hospital. At hospital, the doctors looked at me. I had long hair, being just out of school, and it was fashionable to have long hair. So I had long hair, and the doctor looked at me and said, oh, just another young person who got drunk and rolled his car. I was young, I had long hair, but I wasn't drunk, and it wasn't my car. I hadn't even been driving. So the doctors just basically left me there, not really attending to me in hospital. My friend's family, father and mother, came to the hospital. They were very well known in Freyet. When the doctor could identify me with these people, they straight away started looking at me, and they just discovered that my head injury was so bad they couldn't treat me in Freyet. So they phoned a neurosurgeon in Durban, and they arranged and they flew me down to Durban. When I got there, the neurosurgeon asked for the x-rays, which they hadn't done. So I was unconscious for 16 days. On the 15th day, the neurosurgeon and the surgical team got together and they spoke about the operation that they had to perform. They said, after being unconscious for such a long time, there must be something wrong. They couldn't do any x-rays because my brain was swollen. So they were going to operate and just see what the problem was. They said that they'd at least have to drain water off my brain because my brain had swollen so much. I regained consciousness in the morning. They were going to perform the operation later that day. And because I had regained consciousness, they didn't perform the operation. I remained in hospital for a month, and 16 days of that month I was unconscious. The specialist advised my mom to send me back to university just to get my brain back into being able to learn things. I passed the year, I went back, and in the Lord's mercy, I obtained my degree. But after being there, going back to university, I met up with my friends who had gone to army first, and I was socializing with them and started drinking. Then the Lord brought me to a point where I started thinking, is this what the Lord saved me for? I'm actually worse now than what I was before. So I repented, and the Lord forgave me and came back to the Lord. And the time that I grew most in my Christian life was the rest of the time that I spent at university. So I just want to thank the Lord for a few things particularly. That my father died when I was in matric. If he hadn't died then, I'm sure he would have had a heart attack because his heart was weak when I was in hospital. And my mother wouldn't have been able to face both my father's heart attack and me being in hospital. So the Lord actually knew what he was doing, and he was blessing us by taking my dad when he did. I also thank the Lord for the dog that came and stood next to me and howled. And I thank the Lord for being thrown for off a rugby field and not having one bone broken in my body. I thank the Lord for his grace in accepting me back after I turned from him, and that the Lord now can bless me and use my testimony, I believe, to bless other people. Thank you.